Hey everybody, welcome to Forge Narrative. This is our Monday night webcast. My name is Paul Murphy. I'm your host. Juice is out right now. He said he should be joining us later. We had a buddy in town. I do not blame him for being late. I got tonight Kenny.
What up, dog?
Unofficial co-host right now, but you will immediately be fired if Juice shows up.
Yep.
Rob Air.
What's up, guys?
It's like the venerable Mark Parker just struggling with the internet, as usual.
Chokey Dwarf is here.
So was Juice hanging out with a cat, or is it?
No, we have real people friends.
Hey, cats are people too.
My girlfriend would agree with you that cats are people, but I don't agree with you. She also thinks our dog is people.
She does think her dog is people, and it's interesting. It makes for fun times.
They're called animals because they're not people, dog.
Well, I'll agree to disagree with you then.
Bunch of folks jumping in. I'll take Juice's role here. We got Sean Bailey, Melissa Brown, Bill Costello, Chris Gardner, Aaron Shear, Lou, Subspace Lou, Joshua, Cody, Carl, and Steve Booley. Good guys. Thanks for joining us so far and jumping in the Q&A. I know I didn't do that with quite enough as much personality as Juice did. I apologize. I'll work on that. But good to see everybody. I've had a big weekend of 40K. I was able to get a bunch of hobby stuff done, including some things for our team tournament for Adepticon. I was able to play two pretty competitive games. I played against these guard are still here. Let me just tell you, they didn't go anywhere. The only reason they're probably not winning more tournaments because people aren't playing as much straight guard. But I had it almost taken to me by a stout guard list.
Yeah, it turns out that billions of objective secure units with billions of guns still does good.
Yeah, yes. I actually ran that OG guard tank company at Event Horizon. They had a tournament there 2 weekends ago, and it was actually pretty fun. I was like, man, I actually enjoy this list.
Yeah, guard is the heat still. Like they have what remember we talked about that. Like Codex AM's release kind of got smothered behind a couple of other interesting releases. And everyone kind of forgot about them for a couple of weeks, but they're here still.
Yeah, they're very good. And who doesn't like moving around tanks? I mean, like a bunch of toy tanks just all around. Well, let me tell you, it got real tense. I lost a Iron Priest and all his wolves, and the Chapter Master, the Rukon
all
Chapter
the Thunder
Master,
Wolves
got down to one wound. No, I kept a few Thunder Wolves, but I lost an Iron Priest, all the Cyber Wolves, and the Chapter Master got down to one wound. I think I did lose at least one Thunderwolf, all in turn one. This is before I even moved to model. Like it got real. I was through the Maelstrom of War missions though. I was able to stay hanging in the game, and I eventually pulled it out because I had a turn where I scored like 6 or 8 points or something like that. It was ridiculous.
That'll definitely be pretty solid in the Maelstrom. Did you see Adepticon put out they got the official deck out now? For the
it's like Games and Gears made it. It's gonna be fun to play with, and actually it's playing with it like just rolling dice is maddening. That is
I've played tested the Adepticon mission packet about 11 times now.
Yeah,
and we've gone through the sequence. You're like, oh, we'll just roll this. Okay, this is ridiculous. We'll just make our own cards. Okay, and now we have cards and magic sleeves and stuff we made. So yeah, you're right. When you play with tactical objectives, it is a necessity to get the cards. The paperwork you have to do to manage it appropriately is unreasonable, and you will not finish your games. So get cards.
Yeah,
that too, and you can discard like the ones you duplicate. You can just discard them. You're like, okay, whatever.
There are no duplicates though when you have the deck.
When you're playing with
it's less paperwork is what I'm trying to say. You're like, wait, did I roll that already? Because there's like 3 objective 1s and 3 objective 2s.
Oh, man, me and Horton, man, we were first in the first play testings, trying to bookkeep everything. It was obnoxious. And so remember, it's important to note on Adepticon's website, they say supplies are limited, and only people who register for the championship, I think, are get them automatically. So like if you're going just for the team tournament and not for the championship, you might not get a deck. So something to think about.
Man, I don't even want to mention this, but can you imagine this possible just chicanery that can go down in the later rounds when people start trading around their cards to have a deck stack with full of favorable stuff?
Oh, that's not. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, you got to check because when you play X-wing, one of the stipulations of playing X-wing, because the way you keep track of damage is there's a damage deck. For those of you who don't know, it's a great game. But there's 33 cards in the deck, and 6 of them are direct hits or critical hits, and they do 2 points of damage to a ship, which is kind of crucial because some of the ships only have like 3 hull points.
Cool.
Right?
I see what you're saying.
So like if you're sneaky, you could take those out of your deck. And one of the things that you always do, or you're supposed to do, I always did it. I would walk up to the table and I'd be like, I pull out my critical hits, and I'd be like, here's my critical hits, and I'd shuffle them back in, and I count out the deck, and then I would shuffle it. Because that's just you're gonna stand there for an hour. It's it's a social contract. You want to make sure
I'm not suggesting people do it. I'm just saying that they even put in their FAQ. They said, hey, check your opponent's deck.
Oh, I probably will, because I played in an X-Wing tournament where some dude took all his critical hits out.
Yeah.
And he got caught.
I mean, and like especially at Adepticon, I mean, like we're gonna be hustling and bustling. People are gonna be dropping these cards, not missing some. I mean, you just gotta keep track of it, for sure. I mean, obviously, not to talk negative about Adepticon. I love them, and I love actually.
There won't be anything that they're doing. This is a great idea. You're gonna do Maelstrom. You need a custom deck.
Maelstrom is.
You need a deck.
In the rule book, as it is, Maelstrom is, in my opinion, pure garbage. I don't enjoy it. I don't like the way it makes you play. Even socially, I don't like it because it doesn't let me get into it. It constantly breaks the fourth wall for me. It's not where my narrative is. I don't like it. What Adepticon has done is they've absolutely streamlined it and made me kind of interested in it, especially since they are making the whole tournament. They did all the changes everyone knows that needed to happen to the Maelstrom cards, made their own cards, and their own mission structure that makes it more balanced. I am very in love with their scoring system, and I do not entirely hate the Maelstrom element.
They've gone the appropriate lengths to try to ensure a good Maelstrom experience. And let me say that if you've got a bad turn, or even you got a bad matchup, that you can still stay in the game just by playing
the
missions.
Which
and the Maelstrom can help with that.
The only saving grace of the Maelstrom, and they've pulled it back because in the current cards, like you can be just dominating somebody and they can pull the infamous D3 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 and now they win the game, and like that doesn't make it. No one's happy with that.
No, that's just crazy talk.
And they've definitely leveled that out. I have enjoyed all of my Adepticon test games.
But to be honest, I will say this, that I was playtesting Adepticon missions, and that happened to me. I lost by 7 points on the bottom of turn 6 because of the D3 thing. Because there are still D3s in there.
There's no D3s.
If you gain,
did they take them out?
Yeah, there's no D3s.
You can gain more than one. You gain 2 points.
Maybe it was one of those, but
you must be playing regular.
No.
What they did was they took out the things that are randomly extra and they made them simple. Like hold objective 3. If objective 3 is in your opponent's deployment zone, it's worth 2 points. Obviously, because it's harder to get. Simple things
what's
like
the
that.
one where it's like have three units in your opponent's deployment zone? Because it was that, and that was worth like 3 points, and then it was like assault 3 units, and it was worth 3 points.
Run 3 units, and
it's doubled. It's like launch an assault this turn, get a point.
Mm-hmm.
Launch 3 assaults, get 2. Everything is just double. It's very balanced. Like
maybe that's what it was. I apologize if I misspoke, but I know my opponent went up 7 points. I was not happy.
It is not my preferred way to play, but they have gone the full length to make it as fair as possible.
It is as good as I can possibly fathom it being, and still being tactical objectives in the main rulebook. Yeah,
but and that whole thing about checking the deck, I wasn't trying to already smudge the black arrow. I'm just saying that like it's going to get competitive, and there's going to be some. Just be on the lookout for stuff and
Mark
count your
my
opponent's
word.
deck.
Something will always happen at Adepticon. Too many people are too competitive.
I mean, by the end of the first day or whatever, I mean, there's a lot of drinking going to go on.
I know.
There might not be any intentional
cards.
People will be getting like baby cribs delivered to their hotel rooms and all sorts of things.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good time, and it's.
Choky's trying to get in something. I can see him.
Yeah, he's very. What's up, Mark?
Well, while he's figuring that out, let me also say that I'm fully committed to the event too. Listen, I've been painting models all weekend, just getting ready for this event. New models going to roll them out for the team event and the champions event. Should be good times.
We're definitely gonna have to keep an eye on stuff that's available, because there's gonna be another another Forge World book out by then. So Imperial Armor Brax compilation.
Imperial Armor. Chandler Douglas is asking if Robbie B is gonna bring out some Titan Love to Acon this year.
I think so. I'm supposed to play in the the narrative with all the Titans, the Adeptus Titanicus thing. They got two different ones.
You played that last year where they had a bunch of grown men on a gigantic game board playing with their Titans and dice the size
on
of
the floor. Yeah, and super ginormous, oversized dice. It was.
I led all your friends down there to cheer for you.
Yep.
Oh, I appreciate it. It was just being able to play with that many, like this side has like $100,000 worth of stupid stuff on the table, and this side has
they had building like super big buildings. It was so cool.
Yep. It. So I guess Kenny brings up a good point. We should address some questions.
Yeah. No. It looks like some new people checked in. So we got. Who we got here? We got Evan S. is in. Stoner Steve, Blood for the Cat God.
Luis, good to see you. Incognito Costumes and Props. Cannot wait to see that Lightning Claw. Going to be trophy numero uno for the FTN seasonal. Really looking forward to seeing that.
Oh, yeah.
Hope that's going well.
Which we check in.
Yeah, we should talk about the season here in a little bit. We got a question here from Melissa Brown. It says, got 1850 list lined up. Bellicor, Fate Weaver, I like where you're going. Nurgle Demon Prince, also good. A bunch of Flesh Hounds and Horrors with a Chaos Space Marine detachment of Cultist, Forge Fiend, Skull Cannon. How would you beat a Tau gun line? Well, they ignore cover and all the shots. Very difficult to deal with. With that, I mean, with the Flesh Hounds, they might get possibility to get volume of fire down.
It's gonna be hyper dependent on who goes first, for sure.
Yep. Yeah, I'm thinking some summoning might also bring into effect. You could summon some stuff that can either shoot or get in the face, or screening a bunch of stuff.
If you go first, you could probably just be fine, because Bellicor will make something. You need to make something invisible. And you need to have Bellicor and Fate Weaver in the air. If you start the game, he goes first, and they're not in the air, just take them off the table. Bellicor doesn't get a 2+ drink save.
Not necessarily, because it depends on the range, because Tau, majority of their stuff has 36-inch range. So
right, yes. So you have to be very present of the range. Make sure that he can't move up and still hit you. Some of their guns ignore line of sight and stuff. You need to be super careful about that. And you need to use your second power as well. What did she say was her HQ out of the Chaos Space Marines Codex?
I think it's going to be either the Demon Prince or Bellicor, which I apologize.
She had Fate Weaver and Bellicor. Another Demon Prince?
Nurgle Demon Prince.
Nurgle Demon Prince is pretty good too. I mean, if you get them all in the air, that's pretty good. But the problem is, from half of their shots, more than half their shots, you're not going to get the thing that makes a Nurgle Demon Prince amazing, which is a 2+ Jinx save. It might be actually better in this scenario to go with Tzeentch Demon Princes, who get to reroll failed armor saves of 1. So when all of their shots are making you take a 3+ armor save anyway, better to reroll 1s than just have a 3 and nothing.
I like that.
That's a little piece of advice there. Also, more sorcerers. Like, if you're playing double CAD, I'll try to sneak in another sorcerer just to get 1 more invisibility in the army if possible.
I like that. Good advice. Coach is saying the Necron Codex, are monoliths still viable?
I think they're definitely worth taking. I mean,
you think a monolith, just a straight monolith, is worth taking still?
Yeah, 200 points. It's got all those different options. You got different modes of fire. You can also pull people out of combat, because let's face it, I think Necrons are going to be a meta changer, guys. Like, the only way to really kill Necrons reliably is assault. Like, there are so many different rerolls, so many different reanimation protocols that really you need to get an assault with these guys. And if they have the ability to teleport out of assault using a monolith, how do you beat that?
I wasn't a big fan of the random Satan powers. I played against a Decurion this weekend, and the Decurion, it looks cool on paper, but I'm not sold on it. I mean, it loses a lot of those things we've come to appreciate from a traditional CAD, such as the the one that lets you reroll the warlord trait, and then the one that lets you, and then of course no objective secured, no rerolling warlord trait, none of the cool command benefits. Am I reading that right?
Decurion is objective secured. It's a combined arms attachment, basically, right?
Does it get? I mean, can you check your book and see if that actually?
Yeah, you have to check out its command benefits. While he's checking that out, Gabriel has a pretty good question. He says, "Do you guys think that Chaos Space Marine list spamming Psychic Shriek would be good against flying monsters creatures, or does it need a 6 to hit?" Here's the thing: it is a Witchfire, and it specifically says that Witchfires need to roll to hit unless otherwise specified. It does not otherwise specify, so you do need to roll to hit with Psychic Shriek. But here's the main thing: 99% of people just don't. Like, I've played against so many people who that doesn't even go through their head. They don't think they need to roll to hit with Psychic Shriek. You know, so
a lot of people don't even do it. Yeah, you're right.
A lot of people just like both people. I've watched 2 people just playing and like, yeah, that's good. It automatically hits. It is a Witchfire. Witchfires need to hit, so they are really hard to use against flying monster creatures if you don't have Skyfire. Hence, you're not also a flying monster creature.
The command benefit is ever living. Models in this attachment with the reanimation protocols special rule receive a +1 bonus to reanimation protocols, and then you ignore the crew shaken bit. That's the Necron Decurion detachment.
That does not seem like it's what.
Yeah, now you can cram in a bunch of stuff. I mean, like, you can cram in, lots of things within this Decurion and get kind of pick and choose how you want to kind of build your own modular formation. But it does not have an OPSEC, and it doesn't have I can't forget the name of it, the one that lets you reroll the warlord trait, which I used the crap out of recently with this Blood Angel, having the Blood Angels and the Vitae stuff, and anyway, it's good times.
I feel very strongly that that's not the case. I'm going to find out.
But I will say that Rob's point is still valid, regardless of whether or not the Decurion gets that or not. The way to kill these guys reliably is in close combat, and anything that can get you out of close combat has.
Turns out you're speaking my language, dog.
Yeah, I think regardless,
ringing the necks.
Yep, yeah, and that's what happened.
You're gonna have to. It's gonna force, because I feel like unless you're part of the Forge and Narrative team, you're not focusing on assault for your tournament lists. And I feel like these kind of lists we come up with, not necessarily me, because I don't really like that playstyle, but I feel like we're a little bit ahead of the curve. I think the meta is going to shift more towards the assault just to deal with Necrons.
I mean, honestly, with the Adepticon on the horizon as well, I also believe that Adepticon's missions are going to be won by assault armies. So that just kind of like couples it up. I feel like anything to bring assault back, man, please.
Yep.
What about bringing the hobby back? Let's do that too.
Hey, let's take a minute to gaze behind Kenny and see those trophies lining up.
Ooh.
I will turn, and here you go, right here. These are all just base coded right here. I got that's the second place, first place. This other gold one, it won't be gold when I'm done. It'll be beat up bronze. One of these is going to be stone. One of these is going to be primer gray when I'm done. And these are all sitting on a very awesome base that has all of the logos and terminology etched into it. So those are off screen. I'm priming those right now, but these are going to be next level.
The season is going to be where it's at to win some cool prizes and play some cool games. And back to our point, though, not to sidetrack us, I think assault is where it's at, and that's how I did eventually kill those Necrons and make short work of the guard. I mean, there's not when you start swinging a bunch of strength 10 attacks on people,
they don't know. Oh, I love it.
Yeah, and it's just like, wait, it's what now? You get to do what?
Yeah, I know I could get this entire thing accomplished with Strength 5 AP4 at this moment. But
right. But I get to say an equal amount of Strength 10 attacks at AP2 or better,
Justin has a question that speaks to me. Justin Stroop, he says, Secret Weapon Miniatures posted a 2-minute tutorial today with salt chipping technique. How would you compare that to the technique, to the pluck foam technique as far as simplicity and overall effect? I guess he's probably talking about one of my videos where I show people how to use pluck and pull foam to sponge things on. The salt technique is amazing, and it looks really good. It probably looks better than the sponge technique. But it's when you do time analysis, it is a billion times worse. To get the effects out of that, like I can do 80% of the salt technique with my technique. I can do about 80% as good as that in about 1/1000th the time.
Well, I mean, let's think of it this way, though. It's like I appreciate.
And that's an official unit of time.
I appreciate having multiple arsenal, arrows in the quiver to get jobs done and effects you want. But you're talking about exactly time, and time is the most precious thing that most people have.
Yeah.
Especially nowadays when there's so many. I mean, I got shows on my DVR I haven't cleared out. I don't even know what I'm doing here right now. All right. So,
what am I doing with my life?
That's right. I don't know what's going on, but you're showing folks how to get in there and make the most out of their 3 hours they've got. To do something so it's different. I mean, I've got there's another guy that's on YouTube, the Orc Nerd Painter or whatever. He's got this amazing weathering tutorial on how to do a single tank. The tutorial is like 6 hours long. All right.
Yeah, that seems good.
I followed every single step, and my stuff looks amazing, absolutely amazing. I'm so happy with it. But I can't sit down and do that for every tank, at all. And you're right. And I could get 80% there in 5 minutes, or say an hour, maybe 4 hours at the most, but not 10 hours or 15 hours or 20 hours, whatever got put in the tank.
Oh, the floodgate is opening. People asking all the questions about how to use washes and glazes now.
Oh, there you go, Coach. I'm gonna tell you how to use it.
I'll do a video on it, guys. Trust me.
You won't let me fill the glaze question?
Oh, you got the glaze question.
The glazes.
When do you use glazes, and how are the GW glazes?
Well,
from Family Gamers.
What I do with glazes is I put the large brush in there, and I treat it much like a wash.
And you're trying to get the glaze on the model, right?
And I tried to get the glaze on the model. The glaze. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Basically, you glaze the model.
Yeah, I use it to make the colors pop. So when I put a red glaze on top of red, I want to get like that sweet candy apple red. When I want a yellow on top of yellow.
Treat it as a wash that leaves your models looking brighter, not darker.
Yeah.
And GW glazes are my favorite glazes.
And do not be afraid to use multiple coats, multiple applications after it dries.
If you're trying to do quick and easy eyes on Space Marines, glazes work really well too.
Glaze and wash on my tech, man, for eyes. Like you paint it to solid color, come back in with that glaze or that wash, depending on how dark you want it to be or light.
I'm saying just a little white. Maybe you leave the primer white on there and then hit it with that glaze dot, and you're.
That also works. Yep.
But that's me. Sorry, I wasn't trying to be flippant with a question. I was trying to be a little funny.
It was funny. It was hilarious to me.
Steve Boo's asking, have you guys thought about doing anything with the top of codexes for the season, like top BA, top Tau, top Orc? Yes. There are going to be some top prizes. We have the benefit of being able to prize pretty deep, and that's going to lend itself to doing that kind of stuff. So it's either going to be like we go down to like 15th place, or we'll have like top armies one way or the other. And
we're definitely going to prize deep.
Yeah, and Juice is offering up a limited edition Tyranid Codex of the best Tyranids.
Best Tyranid player gets the signed Juice copy of the special edition Codex that he's literally never opened.
Lou's asking a good question. Says, can an independent character in Terminator armor join a unit with jump pack and arrive from reserve via deep strike?
They both have access to the deep strike special rule. I wouldn't see why not.
Yeah, but you have to be careful how the
Terminator armor has some slight difference in the rules.
When you arrive via deep strike, it's
teleport. Yeah.
So only a teleport homer would work on you. So if you had whereas a locator beacon works on anyone coming in through deep strike.
Right. So you'd have to use a locator.
That's the only. Yes, the only difference I know of.
When you deep strike them in the same unit, can you join a Terminator to a unit of, say, jump packs, and then teleport and then come down as a combined unit onto the table?
That's a really good question. Definitely got to take a look at it. Rob, you got a little book handy?
Yeah.
It'll probably be in Space Marine, like with Terminator, like Codex Space Marine.
My gut says they both have access to the same rule, but other war gear would work differently on them, but we're about to find out.
Yeah, I can't find anything on the Decurion actually being one of the combined arms detachments and therefore getting the command.
It has its own command benefit, right? In the Necron Codex.
It does. I don't think you get the. I don't think you get the objective secured, or the or the command benefit preferred tactician, whatever it's called, where you reroll the warlord trait.
No, I read it just a couple minutes ago. You do not.
Yeah. I was trying to cross-reference as much stuff as possible before I said anything.
Fair enough.
Christopher Morgan has a hilarious remark about the Psychic Shriek. He says the crappy thing about Psychic Shriek is that it's completely blocked by Void Shield generators. Tell your friends, because that sucks when you're using it against Riptides.
Because it can't.
Because it happens before the shooting phase, so you can't drop the shields first.
That is sweet tech, by the way. Let me just say that is awesome. Everyone go out and get Void Shield generators. Okay, here Terminator armor confers a 2+ armor save and a 5+ invulnerable save. Furthermore, models in Terminator armor have the bulky, deep strike, and relentless special rules and may not make sweeping advances.
Hey, you're reading from the same page I am. How about that?
Yeah, there you go.
And now read jump packs, I guess. So basically, Lou, Dante, and Lysander is a 2-man destriking unit. And a priest. That's my next army. How did you know?
Rob, you got jump packs. You want me to get you grab? I got it up on my phone here.
Go for it, man.
Lewis, you guys are making me crave donuts with all this glaze talk.
I've lost the ability to alphabetize. I don't know where jump packs are.
Choki is back. Thank you for joining us.
Hey, I had a really good point.
Let's hear it.
We've literally not said one word since you've left.
We've been bated breath for 26 minutes.
Hey, how is Nemesis going to work with the Maelstrom with the tactical, how he can choose his warlord traits every turn? That could be really advantageous, right?
It could. If you take tactical, yeah.
Because he can choose whatever he wants every turn.
Well, he can choose whatever warlord trait, period, or does he get to roll on another chart every turn?
No, he gets to choose.
After the first turn, he can choose whatever he wants every turn.
After the first turn. That actually is really good because here's why it's really good. Because the tactical objectives don't all jive with the Adepticon wording. So I have experimented myself with rolling on the tactical command benefit, command traits, but I found that about 30%, 40% of the time you get something that actually doesn't apply to the Adepticons. So you're SOL when that happens, right? With Nemesis, though, he gets to say, nope, this one, draw another one. Like, can you do the same one multiple times, or do you have to change and change back? So only
once.
But check this out. Here's the tactical trait table. The first one is you can discard up to 2 instead of just one.
That's strong. Yep.
The second one is your opponent must randomly select one of his and discard it.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good one. Generate 1 additional tactical on your first turn, so you get 2. That's cool if you run.
But he doesn't get to use it on first turn, so that's not good.
Yeah, that's true. Okay,
that's one so far you can't use.
So don't pick that one. You can choose. You can discard all your active tactical and generate new for each one that was discarded. Pretty good.
That's usable.
Yeah. When determining how many victory points are awarded for
that one doesn't work. Yep.
Yeah. So secure objective X, where X is a number between 1 and 6.
That also doesn't apply. The X ones don't work.
So, all right. So there's three that ain't gonna work, but there's 3 that are really
when you get
good.
to pick, and you're saying I can pick a new one for 3 turns of the game, he gets something that's advantageous. That's a really good point.
Yeah. Hey, Kenny, while we're on this warlord trait, Scott, let me tell you about the Blood Angel warlord table has a roll on there that makes the unit that the warlord is with objective secured.
Dude, that is so beast. I played against that dude Caruso. He was pulling from. We were playing a tactic. We played 3 games, and 2 of them had tactical in it. One is primary, one is secondary. He was pulling from the Blood Angels tacticals the whole time. Right? Yeah. And I was like, damn, this is awesome. And then he pulls this hilarious one where it's like, I get a point if my warlord dies this turn. And then I pull the one, kill the enemy's warlord. He's like, well, I'm just throwing this away, just so you know.
What are the Necron ones? That's a good point. The Necrons have like special ones too.
To close out that jump question, I don't think there's any reason you can't put a Terminator armor guy with jump packs and then deep strike with them all at the same time. The jump pack says you become the jump unit type, and I don't have the full rule book in my hands right now.
Yeah, you just fall apart. You know, like you have a guy in your squad that makes it so you can't sweep in advance anymore, and you can't use certain special rules with each other. But yes, I do believe a Sanguinary Priest in a jump pack, Dante and Lysander could deep strike in together.
I have a question for you, Kenny.
What's that?
Is Wild Turkey 101 one of the awards at the FTN seasonal?
Obviously.
So I would like to play in it.
It unfortunately cannot be one of the.
It's one of the awards if you come to the Battle Bunker afterwards.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah. Mm.
I
this
think
guy,
I can get behind that.
Gabriel's setting us up, and he wants to know. He must have saw our little trailer to our little Demons and White Scars battle report.
Uh-oh.
He's like, yo, when is that going to drop? Well, we're actually editing it right now. It turns out it's really hard to edit.
Turns out video editing takes way longer than the actual video actually is.
Oh, my God. I can't even tell you. Like, we had real lights out. We had a real camera out. We were, like, taking time notes. I mean, this was, like, a huge deal. This took all day to try to get this, like, I mean, when you see the actual final product, you'll see, like, the quality is very good, color corrected. I mean, but, like, it's quickly becoming one of those, like, can we sustain this? It's coming out this month, I promise. It's going to end up being a little bit differently than we may have pitched it, just because this is unexplored territory for us, but I promise it will be soon.
I know the game me and Kenny played took 7 hours to record because we had sound went out and the camera went out, and then
we had obviously these
lighting.
cameras, these really good cameras, like this Canon, whatever we were using. Oof. Yo, the battery's only can go about 10 minutes at a time.
Yep. So we had to try to finish like in 10 minutes because we had to dump the card and all that.
That sounds pretty frustrating.
I mean, it took some getting used to, that's for sure.
Oh yeah.
But it was fun.
It became less of it's kind of interesting. Like mini war games that YouTube channel. They're I used to always kind of laugh at their slogan, which was like, "We work so you can play." I think is their slogan.
Yep.
And I'm like, well, I'm just really playing so you can play. And then we did that, and I was like, okay, it wasn't as much of a game as it was us trying to reconstruct a game and hit all the points as people who've been playing Warhammer 40K since the 90s and the 70s in some cases here. Wow,
you had to go there, really? Wow.
I think that was aimed at both of us actually.
It was splash damage. It was mainly for Rob, but all you old people. Everyone except Paul, because Paul's actually not that old.
Nope, not at all. A young pup compared to some people on the show. Right now.
I looked in Deep Strike and Jump Troops, and I don't see anything that says you can't mix them.
I think you can.
I think sounds like if that's your strategy, go for it. And the more I thought about it, it's like I think back in the early days there was a distinction between teleporting down and jump packing down, like at the unit level. But I don't think that's. I mean, obviously that's not the case anymore. But I don't think it's been that way for like at least 2 editions.
Yeah, you're probably right. We all have a lot of these leftover editions that we're mixing rules, and everything we think is like gospel isn't anymore. And it's like, really? Wow, what?
So Michael Horner has a pretty good question. He was asking, like, he's getting confused about all of this command benefits, objective secure talk. He says, page 63, top box, left paragraph. What is that talking about? You got that, Rob?
Yeah, it's just saying that some of the combined arms detachments confer command benefits. Like if you look, let me see.
I can see it right now.
Probably familiar with this diagram where it shows the combined arms detachment and the allied detachment. It's page 122. So what that does under the command benefits, it gives you objective security. It has to say that in the combined arm, or the detachment rather, and then under allied detachment, just your normal allied detachment counts as objective secure too. So you have to be super careful that it says it here, because when you look at the Decurion, which I got right here, like it says you get the special living metal rule, and you also get the other reroll. What is it? Plus one to your reanimation. I didn't want to misspeak there, but it says there, and it also says that you can stack the other formations in special command benefits in there as well. So like right here, I don't know if you can see it, but right here, command benefits for the Decurion, it lists it right there, just like it's its own detachment, just like in the rule book.
It's very important to everybody's points to not just assume that your enemy's troop squad is objective secured. Just because they have troops, like for instance in the Company of the Great Wolf, which is near and dear to us, that we love, if you were to take Blood Claws out of that, they would not be OBSEC.
It's really important to note, man, because that's kind of one of those things that I agree. Adepticon put out their FAQ, and one of the things they said in it is anything that you make during the course of the game does not have command benefits because it was not part of your list. And at first we were kind of, you know, this is all about demon summoning, conjured units, etc., etc. But now the way they blanketed it, it even includes Gaunts being spawned by the Mama Bugs. And so I immediately agreed with this. And I had to talk to Juice because obviously that was a touchy subject for him, but he agreed too. Because here's the thing, we got it twisted. Like, we started thinking like, oh, troops, they start off objective secure. That is not the case. There's 100 things out there that have their own command benefit that is not objective secure. So obviously, anything that's not in your roster, if you're gonna make that claim, cannot have a command benefit. So that's really important to remember. Like, when they're making new Gaunts, not objective secure. New demons, not objective secure. A portal glyph making new demons, not objective secure. Like, there's a million things that are not objective secure now.
Mostly demons and Gaunts, though.
Mostly demon and Gaunts. Those are going to be the ones you see the most.
And blood claws. You're going to see a lot of those. Yeah.
The green side is not objective secure.
Yeah,
nope.
Yeah.
That's the most volume
don't you crush Mark Parker like that.
Yep, and yeah,
that's
and you
probably
can't
the single biggest thing that's not objective secure.
There's nothing you can trick it. You can't make them objective secure by adding anything to it or whatever. And unless, you know, there's that warlord trait. I think that lets your warlord be OBSEC.
That's probably a good one too.
Yeah, but that would take away from you trying to infiltrate, so not going to happen.
Well, with the lucky stick,
that's not a thing actually.
No,
well, I mean, the thinking cap. I mean, with these war pieces of war gear that give you additional warlord traits, you get to be kind of gutsy with what you choose. You get to go for things.
That's true. I mean, I think Mark Parker's point is. How many objectives do I need to secure when all your models are gone?
Yeah, that helps too.
But it's like what you said in the last podcast. Hi, my name's Steven. Oh, what's your phase out number?
but think about the freedom that some of these. That's why I'm kind of such a big proponent of some of these additional warlord traits that you could, because if you just stick the role that you want, then you get the one you want on the first roll. I mean, the pressure's off. You can just kind of like, I'm gonna go for this thing that would be nice if I got it.
Yeah, that's true.
Man, so we got Lamont here. What sanguinary? This is an important question for us. What sanguinary guard loadout is best? All Inferno pistols, or do bolters have validity?
Ooh.
I'm all Inferno pistols.
You're all about all the pistols all the time?
I think all the pistols all the time.
I like the economic price tag that they are now, with just free blades and carmine, making them all power axes. Like, for me, I don't even care.
Yeah, I would definitely go with the axe.
I like them just cheap.
I look at it as a total
Paul's
package.
Point is you net 70 points of savings. You can put that right back into the squad.
I'm thinking just total package though. If you're taking that unit, what do you want to be doing? And I think what you're going to struggle with. What do you want to be doing? You're probably going to be able to kill hordes because you've got that 2+ save to rely on.
2+, pain and million attacks.
But you're probably going to struggle with armor. So you want to be like dropping in with 4 Infernus pistols on this side, 4 shots from an assault squad on the other side of a Titan. You want to be able to position that with your small units and that kind of stuff. So that's what I'm thinking.
Good point.
Yo, I want to talk some about the Forge World Weekender past couple days and all of them.
Yours, man. Tell us about those cool models.
Wow. So, new Primarch, new Horus Heresy book. Hopefully it comes out at Adepticon, because I'm all about some Book 5, some Ultramarines playing some Wordbearers. You know there's going to be chaos in there, some sort of chaos. It might not be 100% legal. And
we saw a demon. Yet. We saw a Demon Prince.
Yep, Samus. Yeah, he did some work in those novels. It's kind of cool to see it. I probably won't pick him up unless, I don't know. I guess it just depends on his rules. But man, how about that Stormbird? It seems like everybody's super like, what the heck? Like either
people
they're like, oh, cool.
People had an opinion of the Stormbird because we've seen art and we've seen like where we've heard physical descriptions of that it was decidedly not a Thunderhawk.
Yeah.
And in this one, now granted they put a name on it to give it some kind of pattern I didn't recognize, but it is decidedly really close to a Thunderhawk. I'm not saying that's bad. It's a great looking model. I love it. But that's why I think it's polarized people.
But that being said, how about that Xiphon Fighter? That thing is awesome. I don't know. I don't even care what the rules are. I want one.
Oh, and did you hear that they're going to be putting out their own airbrush paints? Forge World is.
Yep. That and what else was the other stuff? There was a whole bunch of like crazy end of Prospero is going to be the next book, book 6. That's gonna be nuts because I mean you're gonna have all sorts of crazy, you know, Sisters of Silence and other like I think Grammaticus was there and I don't know.
Do you think we're ever going to see rules for Grammaticus?
That would be so. Oh, supposedly Olonius the Pious is going to be in there.
Interesting.
Yep. So that's gonna be cool. Kind of taking it back to the 80s. You know, for us old people.
He was the original one that distracted the Horus from killing the Emperor.
It's true.
And then it became a totally different story.
Well, I mean, I think a lot of the canon has changed. I mean, the Emperor's Children used to be.
Didn't he? Not to interrupt you, but didn't he get a new cool name? What was his name?
I think it's only in his penis.
That's what I thought it was.
Yep.
I'm not sure about that.
I think that's the phonetic spelling.
I'll have to look. We'll have to look
phonetic spelling.
Penetic spelling.
Puns are funny. Puns are funny. I want to see what the new Vrax rules are. The new compilation. You got a whole. It seems like half the book is Renegades, half the book is Deathcore Krieg, and the rest of it is like like this much of the Demon Princes and like Zufor and Inquisitor. What's his name?
That's
Rax.
a cool story. Mammon, is from that book.
Yeah, Mammon's in there. You got the big Bloodthirster or the Bloodletter Demon Prince. You got Zufor, the crazy Terminator Lord.
That was oh no, I'm sorry. I was thinking of Huron before he became Huron Blackheart.
Yeah,
I don't know. He's from
the Badab will be interesting too if they compile it in like three books into one, or I guess it was two into one. That'll be interesting too to see. What's that one Nurgle sorcerer that's in there too? In
Necrosius? It's Necrosius.
Necrosius is in there too. So
is he Badab? Is he Vrax or Badab?
He's Vrax. He is listed in the table of contents as being in there. So
okay.
It's gonna be interesting to see what the Plague Zombie thing.
That's a great model, and I agree with you on the Plague Zombie thing.
Yeah, I'm super stoked to see that one too. But yeah, so lots of cool Forge World stuff coming out. Guilliman was the Primarch if you haven't seen it yet. I think a lot of people were like, "Ooh, Dorn or Perturbo."
That guy is such a sucker.
Do you remember? I mean, because he doesn't have the gauntlets on. Do you remember when those came into it?
He has a power fist. He's his left.
He's got one power fist, but not the other. And I can't. Someone was saying that they actually found the other gauntlet later or something. I don't.
No, the gauntlets were taken from a Corn Lord that Marnie, one of the chapter masters after Guilliman.
But the gauntlets of Stronghand or whatever his
of Strong Bad.
I just remember that fight in the End of Betrayer where like Gilliam just comes straight out of like basically the warp and it just starts punching Lorgar with it. And I thought he had two power fists.
Maybe he pulled
are you guys also getting blown up by Choki the Dwarf?
Yeah, I'm getting a bunch of texts.
Tell him no messages between the hours of 10 and 11.
You must not understand how internet works.
That's right. How live.
Is it AOL or is it like?
Family of Gamers wants to shout out Rob saying thank you for those videos on the Necron decks.
No problem, man. I love doing videos.
Sean Bailey wants Paul to post up that IG list on Facebook.
Oh, Will, I saw that. Yeah, I will see if I can get the original list. It is, I mean, it's like a blob squad with Cody as and another Inquisitor. It had like 8-9 psychic dice, a couple of Wyverns, Mana Core, Pask, and another command tank. I mean, a couple Chimeras. It was good. It was a good list. Real strong.
That was the brother of John Marshall, I believe.
It was. Yep. Yeah. Really great guy. Scott. Good game. Telling the only thing that kept me in the game was Maelstrom.
I have drank a gallon of bourbon with those brothers before.
One of us almost died the next morning, and also woke up with a mohawk.
No, Rob was very close to getting a mohawk that night. I got the clippers in my bag. I got this, I got that, and we're like, let's do it. And John looks at me. He's like, hey, like I'll back you on this. But is this what this is what he wants? And I was like, fine. I talked to Rob in the morning, and I'm like, Rob, I almost gave you a mohawk. You're making this up.
Yeah. Chandler's saying, bringing up the point, he's like, Lehman and Magnus for Prospero, and he's down with that. So give me Bjorn, the dude with the jacked up arm, because they don't want to say a fell-handed. Yeah, in that book, they basically, in Scars, they call him Bjorn the everything except fell-handed. Like
maybe they didn't know yet. Maybe they didn't.
Bjorn, one-handed janitor. No, he's missing an arm.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, already.
I thought he didn't lose the arm until
Did he have a
it's on
robot hand
Prospero.
or something? Did he have like a robot arm?
No,
I can't remember. I think he did have a servo arm or some kind. I don't know.
I don't think so. I think he lost it at Prospero, one of the demon Samus or whatever that manifested out of one of the.
Yeah, Scars takes place after Prospero.
Oh,
There's
okay.
no way I'm walking around as an Astartes without a sweet robot hand. If someone took my hand.
I think he had a robot hand. It takes place after Prospero because there's this cool scene where Khan goes and talks with the ghost of Magnus. It's awesome.
Huh. Khan, the onion.
I authorize you guys to call me the fell hand if I lose my arm.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna call you Kenny the one-handed janitor. You know the singular. I don't know, whatever. So,
the guy who can't paint anymore.
That's right.
No, because the drummer from Def Leppard only has one arm.
Yeah, virtual high five. Chris Morgan's coming in. He's saying that yes, I was right. That he had the fist at Calf. So I don't know where his other fist went. That may be a different way to equip him. Maybe you get two fists.
Chris Gardner's been wants to know if anyone else got their FTN templates online.
Oh yeah, by the way, thanks guys. We got a ton of orders late Sunday night, so that was pretty neat. But we had to put the orders in today, so hopefully we'll have those in a week or two. We'll get them out in the mail.
Sweet. Sounds good. I mean, it's gonna be nice seeing people having them on the tables, walk by and just be like, "Hey, man, you listen to the show."
Where'd you get that from?
Pretty cool.
Lewis talks about putting Nemesaur and the Tau buff commander together. Are they battle bros, Tau and Necrons?
No, Necrons isn't allies with anybody, I don't think.
But can Nemesaur take something away from somebody still, and then maybe the?
Yeah, what's happening here? You talking about just running them in the same army? I mean, Lewis, if you're still watching, please elaborate on this question.
Kenny, the dude who can't double fist Wild Turkey anymore. That'd be your name.
This is very
I'm sure you would rig up some sort of apparatus.
I thought you were commenting right now. I was like, man, I have to do all the Juice's job now. It's really taken away from my Wild Turkey training.
Wow, they're allies of convenience.
So, but no joining up and doing cool things together. Oh, Choky's back.
God damn, I want to kill something.
Incognito says, you guys have inspired our local club to start our own podcast. Thank you. Hope to help get more involved in the community. Please do throw us links as soon as you guys got that going.
Yeah, and if we can help out with some of the technology we use or the methods we use, be happy to do it. And we've seen several kind of spring up using this format, and happy to assist wherever we possibly can in the community.
The secret is Forge Narrative is powered by cats.
You might see some if Rob Paines's.
Hey, Paul, I gotta say something. In my time of sitting here waiting for my internet to work properly, I actually looked at the command traits, and usually I'm like all strategic because if I win or I live or die by the infiltrate, but there's some amazing stuff in command.
Which one? Which one are you looking at?
Just the command traits in general. Because I have the thinking cap for the extra strategic, it might be worth it just to say, yeah, I do a little reroll there. If that doesn't work, then I go for my regular one. Because there's some stuff in command that I really want. Like every game.
Like what? Like hit us the top two.
+1 to run our charge and move through cover.
Oh, that's really good.
That matters for the green tag for sure.
Definitely.
Yeah, when I'm pushing 150 models at you. Get ready, Vegas.
Lewis, he's still kind of vague for me. He says Tower technically enemies to Necron, so Nemesaur and his unit get buffs from him. Am I missing something here? Does Nemesaur have some kind of special rule that allows him to be better?
Yeah, he gets to take special. He gets to take universal special rules off people.
There you go. So he'll take it off the guy who has all of them and give it to somebody.
Oh, so you can share it, like so he can say.
Yeah, it says while Nemesaur is within 24 of an enemy unit with any of the following special rules: counterattack, furious charge, hit and run, split fire, stealth, and tank hunters. Then Zendrek and his unit can have the same special rules. Huh.
So, as an ally of convenience, an enemy.
Yes.
I believe it is. Let me check.
So I guess what he's saying here is he's going to try to steal buff commander powers and give them to Zendrek.
Yeah, I had not even thought about that, man. If that's even remotely legal, you get a gold star.
We're going to investigate that, Lewis, because that is a good find, sir.
Yeah, that is a great find. Thank you very much for pointing that out.
I was going to bring that one up.
Oh, there you go.
Obviously, anyone could bring something up after somebody already did, but thank you.
Hey,
yeah,
I
he's
guess
had like
I
30
give
minutes
him-
of sitting there staring at the monitor to think of things.
Yeah, that's true. He did have a lot of time on his hands lately.
This is worse than driving home. I have more free time.
But all you
Oh,
do is
John,
call us
man,
when you
John
drive home
Lamb.
anyway, so this is the same thing, except you get to see us.
That's true, but at least I have Stone Brewery to keep
You don't
me
get to
company
drink
right
beers
now.
when you drive home from work.
Yeah,
He
that
can,
is
he
true.
can. He's a cop. He can do that.
Oh, yeah, you
units from the units from the same army that are allies of convenience treat each other as enemy units that cannot be charged, shot, attacked in close combat, or targeted with psychic powers.
There you go.
Huh. Enemy units. Wow.
That's
I'm all
actually
with that.
okay. What can you put Nasur
Oh,
with?
hey, even more specifically, are affected by attack, special rules, or abilities used by allies of convenience that affect enemy units within a certain range or area of effects.
That seems pretty good.
Well, the
Yeah.
easy one is putting them with 20 warriors or tank hunter. But maybe you can get a little funny with you have like the fire cadre behind you or some other stuff. He can go with wraiths. He can go with leech guard. Imagine Nemesis with a bunch of guys with storm shields and put that other dude in there. Let you reroll ones. What's that, Anakir or whatever? That
So
the
beats
diviner?
that's
Yeah.
pretty cool. I mean, every blood. So think about this. If you made a multi-spectrum army, you can take 5 Blood Angel scouts, steal Furious Charge from them. You could take a buff commander, steal whatever power, like the tank hunters or whatever you need from him. Start coming up with these ideas. White Scars, can you still hit and run? Is that one of the powers you can steal?
Yeah,
Yep.
but it's initiative 2.
Well, I mean,
No,
Who's got the
no,
highest
no.
initiative? Who's got the highest
Well,
initiative?
no,
Unless
I mean
you're
all the
with wraiths.
Necrons have pathetic initiative.
No,
Okay.
Wraith
Unless you're a
has
wraith. Well, I mean, yeah, but yeah, unless you're a wraith.
So, I mean, can he join a Wraith unit and benefit from these powers? I mean, I'm just saying, it's like, this reminds me of an old Hero Click team I used to run back in the day.
What if
What
you
you
had
What you got?
Nemesis, like you're saying, the Blood Angels, and he's in a big unit of Scarabs coming at you with Tank Hunter? I'm sorry, can you hear an Adamantium Lance scream?
Oh, yeah. I mean, anything.
Rerolling
I mean,
all the
Rerolling all his attack for the 6s.
dude,
That's,
so check out this Hero Click. This
That's
is
pretty
OG
strong,
Hero
I think.
Clicks. You used to take Dr. Doom because he can mimic anyone's power, right? And then you would take the cheapest of everything. You would have an X-Man, a Fantastic Four, an Avenger. You literally the cheapest dude possible, like the henchman, and you'd shove him in the corner in your deployment zone. They would hide behind a shrub there, and then you'd have like Dr. Doom and his people out here just faking all those powers over and over again, right? And you could crush people. This is OG, right? I'm just having a flashback to where how many special rules, how many allies can we get that are allies of convenience that are technically enemies and worse? How many special rules can we use to take advantage of this guy?
Wow. All
It
of it.
sounds like it's really worth investigating, and especially for what Mark's talking about. Like for the low point investment of what? We're talking like 500 points. You could blank 1,000 points of knights.
Here's something else to consider
Yeah.
too. A lot of getting Furious Charge is actually viable with Necrons because a lot of their stuff is relentless, which means they get to rapid fire and they get to assault. And if they have Furious Charge at that point, they're strength 5.
Yo, I'll tell you what, man. I ain't trying to get charged by a bunch of shenanigans, dudes rapid firing their guns at me, who even though they're busters, now have 2 attack, strength 5 in their close combat. That's a really good unit.
And they probably get up on like 4s, and they can probably re-roll that one of the 4.
And
or
that
something
get up,
silly.
I think you roll that. It's almost like a feel
Well,
no pain.
yeah,
you know?
feel no pain,
I mean, no, I mean you're right. It's the
not
we'll be back.
immediately.
We know it and love it as a get up rule or whatever. But I mean that's so that they never even get removed. There's no more like. It's pretty good. It's like they just don't go down.
Counterattack too. So if they do get assaulted,
Space Wolves. You know, you just saying you literally take Company of the Great Wolf, take 2 servitors and a 50-point HQ who joins the Blood Angel Scout unit, and now you can steal counterattack or Furious Charge depending on what you need.
who's got the highest initiative?
No, you could take them all. You don't have
Can you
to
just
take
take?
one.
Can you take as many as you want?
Yeah. As
You-
many
you-
as are within range of him and his unit get it.
This is exactly like my HeroClix army. So how many? I'm gonna take a White Scar librarian or White Scar librarian for
Necrons are
65
big
points.
Dr. Doom fans.
Yeah, seriously.
White Scar librarian for 65 points, 5 scouts. Right, that's the cheapest thing possible, right? And then you take the Wolfguard Battle Leader for 50 points and 5 Blood Claw for 60 points, 65 points. Then you take Sanguinary Priest if you want. No, don't even take Sanguinary Priest. Take a 50-point librarian or 65-point librarian and 5 scouts, and now you can pull counterattack, hit and run, and fierce charge, and right there, all useful. And those are all objective secure units that you have that can still like do cool things in the game and stuff like that. Hide out, do their thing.
So
Wow.
Orkin Empowered, if you roll that dice and you roll, what is it, below the turn number or whatever?
Yeah, below
he
the turn number.
He becomes initiative 4. He's, besides the Satan, the highest
Yes.
initiative Necron.
And he's still an
Super
independent
fast.
character.
Yep, and he gives you the one to re-roll your will be back, so your armor save, I forget.
No,
which
no,
one.
armor save. Any saves. Any saves. Cover,
+1.
armor, invulnerable, doesn't matter.
And a +1 bonus to reanimation protocols,
Yeah.
and can re-roll saving throws of 1.
He's a
Wow.
Cryptek. Yeah.
Wow.
Cryptek seemed to be the big kind of standout HQ in this one. Am I wrong there?
No, it's
they're-
like the Mad Dogs, the Crypteks, the Sanguinary Priests or whatever. It seems to be the low guy that gives the maximum buff. It's amazing.
Yeah, they got a good point to buff efficiency is what it seems like. I mean, I'm loving my Sanguinary Priest. Scooting around on a little bike with a bunch of Thunderbolts. And Dante.
Oh, Kenny's got the book. Uh-oh.
I'm trying to bring this
He's
webcast
reading.
full circle.
Kenny's about to read.
Wow.
I'm trying to bring this thing full circle. I'm trying to read exactly what the Imperial Fist is.
The what?
Siege Master for the Imperial Fist.
Do you need help
Devastator
with the
squads
big
and Centurion
words?
squads have Take Hunter. Right? So check that out. So if you take Space Marines, you can take another Space Marine ally, take Lysander, right? Do whatever you if you want. And you can say if you take one unit of Devastators or Devastator Centurions, they come with Take Hunter. Another
Ooh.
special rule. Like that is their chapter tactic, which gives them that special rule. Like you can do some crazy stuff. I mean, just from the Space Marine Codex, you can get hit and run, Take Hunter right there. You can get Fierce Charge from the Blood Angels and counterattack from the Space Wolves. And there's ways to make these lists with, very inexpensive and also still good, because having four squads of 5 scouts that infiltrate and outflank and get objective secure, that's never been a bad thing.
Yep.
And this is the same guy that's letting you choose your warlord trait every turn.
Oh, that's good.
Man.
But he
For
was good in the
almost
last edition,
no
too.
points.
He was really good in the last edition as well, so I'm glad to see he's still going to be doing. I mean, so people already had the model, already had it painted up. It's good for those folks.
Who doesn't want to see some of that on the tabletop?
A bunch of tied up Tau to a stake in the back while the Necrons, yeah. Hey, whatever. Look, I'm cool.
Tau been getting abused by Necrons for years.
I mean, this is the most dynamic the 40K has ever been. Most random models you're ever going to see on a table, and that's kind of what this is all about.
Oh yeah, the good old Joshua Johnson's talking about Take Hunter, Stealth, Split Fire, Hit and Run, Fierce Charge, Counterattack. So we can definitely, Lewis, you are a gentleman and a scholar. Oh, he actually says he has to credit Frontline Gaming.
That's
He
all
heard it there
right.
first.
Oh,
Still counts.
That's cool.
I drink this third wild turkey for the Frontline Gaming podcast. Thank you.
They're competitive gamers too. Now, I mean, they've never beaten any of us at Adepticon, so maybe
Literally
we'll get
never
work
lost
on
to one of them. That's a fact. And in any tournament, under the sun. But
Hopefully, get a chance to play those guys again.
I mean,
At
it'll be
least share
hilarious
a
when he
beer or
has 16 special rules on his Scarab squad and I still win. But
two.
Paul secretly just wants an excuse to take his shirt off again at Adepticon.
That's
he's
the
not saying
perfect-
he wants to take his shirt off. He's saying he's not going to rule it out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it. Yeah, look, I go where the movement or the moment takes me. Yeah. So anyway,
Right.
we're with the last couple of minutes, I want to talk about we're in full seasonal prep. That we should have that painting rubric out pretty soon. We should have a full list of sponsors out pretty soon. Really looking forward to getting everybody there. We have a ton of people signed up. It is going to be one of the events to hit this year for sure. If you have not signed up yet or you're on the fence, please tell us why in a message or whatever on Facebook. Be happy to try to talk about it with you. Whatever is holding you back. We very much look forward to seeing you there. And thanks to everyone who is registered so far. We're going to do our absolute best to make this event awesome for you. So with that said, anybody else got anything they want to add before we can get out of here?
If you haven't already checked it out, definitely hit up the Long War over on YouTube. This new channel me and Kenny are trying to get up and going. We need some subscribes, so definitely hit that up if you want to see a lot more battle reports.
We
and things
basically
like that.
don't know how YouTube works, but apparently you need subscribers to do anything on there.
It's true.
It's like, do this with this many subscribers in this many days. We're like, okay, well, this is ridiculous. So we don't even know what we're going to do with it yet, but we need subscribers to do anything.
All right.
Don't ask questions. Just go hit subscribe.
Just hit that. What does one button do for you?
I hate to say it, but you gotta walk me through this.
Well, first of all, you have to log off at AOL.
All right. Well, thank y'all in the chat for joining us. Thanks for watching us live. Thanks for catching us on the replay. We'll be here again next Monday. Listen to us on the podcast, and see you guys next week.